Your presenter Leonard Sandler, with us, with me, International Grandmaster Vasily Papin from Russia. Good afternoon, Vasily.
Good afternoon, all.
Vasily, he is the most prolific chess player who played in Australia. He played in many tournaments in 2013, 2014 in Australia. He just completed Australian Open 2015 Championship in Sydney, and we would like to touch base with Vasily, who is actually probably the biggest specialist in Australian chess for the last 2013-2014. Vasily, it was your first or second visit to Australia, is it correct?
Okay, finally it's my second long-time visit in Australia, but if you remember, I was in Australia, in Sydney, when I played in New Caledonia Open, because I had very nice flight Moscow-Dubai, Dubai-Sydney, and next connect time 7 hours in Sydney International Airport, and next my flight was cancelled. And I had transit visa, and I have 1 day in Sydney.
Did you enjoy your stay in Sydney then?
Yes, it was a good time because I saw Harbour Bridge, Sydney Opera, and next morning I go to New Caledonia. Okay.
Okay, in 2013 you went first time for Australia for a long trip which lasted a month, and you played in a serious tournament. The first tournament which you played in 2013 on Australian soil was Australasian Masters GM Norm event. You scored 6 out of 9. After you played in Canterbury Summer Swiss, you won the tournament with a fantastic score, 6 out of 7. After you played in Australian Allegro Championship in Adelaide, and you scored 7 out of 7. And after that, you played in Australian Championship in Melbourne, and you scored 7 points from 11 games. In 2013, you played 25 classical games on Australian soil. And in this, your second coming to Australia, you did very well. You won in Christmas Swiss in Melbourne Chess Club, 5.5 out of 6. You came equal first in Australasian Masters with score 6 out of 9. You played in Victorian Blitz Championship. You played in, once again, Australian Allegro Championship in Adelaide. You won Canterbury Summer Swiss, 6 out of 7. And finally, you just completed playing in Australian Open with a result of 7.5 out of 11 games. If my mathematics correct, you played 56 classical games on Australian soil, and you only lost 3 games. What can you tell us generally about your thoughts about Australian chess players and Australian chess for the last 2 years?
Okay, of course, you have quite a lot young, strong players, quite a lot. It's of course a lot of players, in my opinion, underrated. It's of course it's for young players. Okay, but it's a good experience for me, and why not? Why not?
Now, one of looking at the list of your players who you played pretty much, with old and young. Your best client, based on the results in classical chess, was Bobby Cheng from Melbourne. You scored 2.5 points out of 3 against Bobby Cheng. What can you tell us about Bobby Cheng prospects, and what do you think about Bobby Cheng?
Bobby Cheng, strong player. Okay, but I played with him 3 times, and 2 wins, 1 draw. Okay, and in the last my game against Bobby Cheng was in Australasian Masters 2014, and it was, I think it was my very long game in my chess career. And it's quite funny because maybe I need to check, but I played with Grandmaster Tatiana Kosintseva in Russian Hydro League, and maybe 139 move I played against Kosintseva, and against Bobby Cheng 140. Okay, 1 move more. It's quite interesting. Okay, and I played my last game against Bobichenko in the first round in Australasian Masters, and it was important game because first round, and I know that before this tournament Bobichenko not playing maybe 3 or 4 months, yeah, because he finished his school and next go to university. Okay, and it was a difficult game, a long game, and we played about 5 hours, but good result. I won this game, and I was of course happy.
Good. Now, your next client, so-called, who you scored 2 out of 3, current Australian champion, Max Illingworth. What can you tell me about Max Illingworth prospects, and he is trying to become a Grandmaster, and what do you think about Max Illingworth?
Of course, Max Illingworth, one of the best international masters in Australia, of course. When I see Max, I won't smile, because it's a funny guy, yes, and about funny situation. For example, in the first round in Australasian Masters, he played again Murtaz Kashgalev. And if you know, Murtaz arrived in Melbourne in day when start tournament, same day. Okay, and Murtaz had black colors, and maybe he was tired, without sleep. Okay, and Max go to this game with full bag of food, with bananas, carrots, maybe cucumbers, nuts, 3 bottles of water, and Max had white colors and finally lost. It was quite funny. It looks very beautiful. But after a few rounds I played with Kashgalev, same colors, and lost 2. Of course, not same, because I not had big bag of food. Okay, but lost 2.
What do you think? Is it any potential for Max Illingworth to become 2700 Grandmaster?
2700?
Okay, make it 2600 for a start.
2600, it's I think it's possible, because now 2600 it's not too much. Okay, and if he will work and work good, of course it's possible.
Okay, now your one of your next opponents that you played 3 games, our legends, or Daryl Johansson and Stephen Solomon. Against Daryl, you played 3 games, all games ended in a draw. Against Stephen Solomon, former Australian champion, you scored 2.5 out of 3. What do you think about Daryl Johansson?
Daryl Johansson, strong player. It's good person, gentleman, and of course I'm happy that I know this guy.
It's very good.
Yeah, okay, and I played with him 3 times, and it was 3 not easy draw for me. Okay, I played and I had 2 white colors when I played with him, and nothing. Okay, and when I had black colors, I have problems, because I played maybe a game without pawn. Okay, but I made a draw. Okay.
Okay. What about your young talent?
Okay, but maybe first about Solomon.
Stephen Solomon. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Solomon, it's good guy too. It's a gentleman, of course. Okay, and maybe I want to say about one moment. If we say about gentlemen, chess gentlemen, Solomon and Johansson, for example, in this period in Australia, I offered draw for Australian players 4 times. 2 in Australasian Masters and 2 in Australian Championship, Australian Open. And I offered to draw for 2 young players, Molten Lai and Junta Ikeda, and 2 draw for Johansson and Solomon. Okay, and these 2 guys, Molten and Junta, when I offer a draw, not say nothing, and just give a move.
Just continue playing without saying anything.
Yes. Okay, and when I offered draw for these 2 gentlemen, Johansson said, I will think about it, and Solomon said, I want to play. It's absolutely normal, because I think it's better if you have chess culture, and in my opinion you need to say, you need to give me an answer, because I say to you and you need to say to me too. It's absolutely normal. Okay, and but a lot of young chess players in Australia maybe not enough chess culture. Okay, but about Molten and about Junta, it's absolutely normal guys, nice guys, and okay, it's only one moment about this moment when I offer a draw.
Okay, by the way, it's very interesting looking at statistics of your games in Australia. The only person who scored plus score with you was Molten Lai, and he won 1 game and he drew 1 game. What do you think about the Molten prospect to become Grandmaster?
I think Molten have good chances take GM Norms, and I know he have 1 GM Norm. It's correct?
Yep.
Because he won international tournament in Sydney or Canberra.
Sydney, yeah, last year, yeah.
Yes, and he's a strong player, but unfortunately he was absolutely terrible start in Australasian Masters. He lost first 3 games. Okay, maybe because his experience for this tournament not enough. Because, for example, you play in Swiss tournament, if you lost first game, next your opponent not very strong, of course. But if you play tournament, close tournament, maybe all opponents strong. And if you lost 1 game, 2nd game, your opponent number 3, absolutely same opponent.
Yeah.
And of course, for him, it was quite difficult, but next he played better and better, and of course I think it's one of the best Australian players now.
Okay, now James Morris, you played 2 games against James Morris, you scored both games ended in a draw. As you know, you are actually intelligent person, you know what's happening in Australian chess. There was big controversy about not to include James Morris Australasian Masters 2014 tournament. James did played very well in Australian Open, make 18 rating points. What do you think about James Morris?
James Morris, it's very interesting players because a lot of times he played without opponents absolutely, and he changed a lot of variation and difficult preparation for him. Okay, I think I know about this big discuss before start Australasian Masters. Yes, he needs play in Australasian Masters. He not needs to play in Australasian Masters. In my opinion, of course, he needs play in Australasian Masters. But another questions: who not need play in Australasian Masters? Because we have not a lot of places, players. Yes, because you need to have 3 grandmasters, foreign players,
Yeah.
Yes, and for local players, maybe not a lot of
Spots, yeah, not enough.
yeah. Okay, but maybe if you will do next tournament, maybe you need for 12 players. I don't know. It's maybe, of course, it's more difficult for organizers for 12 players, but why not? Of course, it's a problem for you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about James Morris. Yes, it's of course it's one of the one of the best player in Victoria, and Australasian Masters play in Victoria, and in my opinion, of course, he need play in this tournament.
Okay, good. What about Carl Zalesko? He played instead of Morris in this tournament because he won last year Australasian Masters. I am Norm event.
Yes,
What do you think about Carl Zalesko?
Yes, it was a sport principle, and of course he could play in this tournament. It's absolutely without discuss. But I quite disappointed his play in this tournament. And I'm disappointed not his result, because his result is not so bad. I more disappointed when how he played, because of course he can play better. Because I quite know this guy, and of course he can play better. But he played terrible in 3 tournaments a row in the Melbourne Chess Club and Australasian Masters and Canterbury Swiss. He played not very lucky, but in New Zealand he played more better, and maybe next he will play better and better. I hope about it, because yes, he nice guys, and he has nice parents, and I hope it will be okay.
Okay, now at the end of a little analysis of Australian players, we have to obviously talk about the most talented, the youngest player in Australia. At the moment, the youngest international master, Anton Smirnov. What do you think about Anton prospects to become super GM or super strong player? Put it this way.
Of course, it was difficult. Because top level, it's top level, and Anton lives not in Europe. He lives in Australia, and of course it's not very easy. But of course Anton has chance to top GM now. But in my opinion, now he has not a lot of time for it. And of course he needs work in chess, and not only with his coaches, because of course he has 2 strong coaches. Yes, it's Vladimir Belov and Andrei Devyatkin, and Russian GMs. And he has professional opponents. He played Grunfeld, he played Neidorf for black colors, and he played principal lines for white. It's of course it's good, it's important. And Anton had absolutely nice last year, 2014. Yes, and he played very nice in Tromsø in Chess Olympiad, and he played quite nice in Australasian Masters. And he had chance to GM Norm, and he had take GM Norms, but unfortunately not took this Norm. Okay, and final in Sydney he played not lucky, but maybe it's normal for very young players. And I hope his next tournament, of course, will better.
By the way, what do you think, Vasily, what Australian chess players needs, or maybe in general, what Australian chess needs to improve standard of tournament, standard of chess players? What do we need to do, in your opinion, because you're an expert in Australian chess? You played, hundreds of more than 100 games, including 56 classical chess games in Australia, not to mention various simultaneous exhibition, chess promotion on television, on radio, and things like that. What do you think we need to improve, chess in Australia, and how can our top players can improve and become better players?
I think first of all you need finance, because I know in Australia chess it's not sport, and you not have support from government, from sport government, and of course it's terrible. But I know your budget. I know your budget. It's budget not very small, but of course not enough. Okay. Okay, it's quite individual. For example, for Max Evengord, I think for him need sport preparation, because in my opinion he has extra few kilos, and if he will without this extra few kilos, he will play better, because when he play the game, he eat a lot of food in the game.
Is it good or not to eat a lot of food during the game?
For example, of course, Kasparov eats chocolate, and it was normal. Okay, but Max eat bananas, carrots, nuts. It's a lot of food for a game. Okay, and it's first, and second, maybe it's not very nice for his opponents, because it looks not very nice view. Oh, okay.
But by the way, you didn't, manage to play against another talent from Victoria, Ari Dale, who is playing in Vacanze B tournament, and after 2 rounds, he got 1 point, which means we do have some other people who are, very talented, and thanks to visits for people like you, our young chess players are getting better and better and better. When hopefully you'll be able to come to Australia next time, it will be even tougher competition for you. What are your next, couple of months plans? What are the plans of yours?
Okay, my plans, I come back to Moscow, and maybe I have few free days, and next I think I go to my university in Rostov region, in Shakhty, because I hope in this year I will protect my candidate dissertation, specialty economy, and I hope it will be in September or October. We'll see. And if you want know about my chess plans, I will play in Iran in February, in name city Rasht, and next I will play in Capelle-la-Grande. It's a very big tournament in France, about 700 players, and of course it's interesting tournament and nice place. It's this is my chess plans for 2 months. For next 2 months, and next we'll see, maybe Russian chess league, and maybe next tournament we'll see, maybe Angola, who knows, because I played 2 times in Angola in Africa, and it was a good experience, and maybe continue in this year too. We'll see.
Good. Thanks very much. Thanks for coming to Australia, and we hope to see you in a not too distant future.
Okay, thanks you too. Okay, and maybe I want say about one more game. It's a game about Bill Jordan, because it was another my long game in this period in Australia. Okay, and by the way, if you know, I played in this period a lot of long game in chess Australia, a lot of long games. Okay, and what about these games? I have small advantage, and next I want a piece. I have one extra piece, but unfortunately, next start absolutely horror movie. It's absolutely horror movie, and if you not have 18 years, you need to see this game only with your parents, because next I played absolutely terrible, and Bill of course need make a draw. Okay, but next we play. It's about 4 hours, maybe 4.5, and finally I won this game. But of course I was quite disappointed about my game.
By the way, I forgot to mention that Vasily is also a well-known photojournalist, and he always likes to, put nice reports, from the chess tournaments, not only about chess, about surroundings. And his last visit, he produced about 5 or 6, parts reports about Australia. Any plans to do reports for Rostov Chess website this time?
Okay, I like make report about interesting tournaments, but unfortunately in the last year I make not a lot of reports, because first of all it's not enough time for it, but of course about Australia I will make a big report, no worries.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for coming, and we'll talk to you later on.
Okay, bye bye.